Hi Libra, this is your May 2022 spiritual reading. So I will be pulling out a shadow card as well. Those have been very interesting so far, so we'll see. For Libra. All right, we have the Starborn. The Mystic, the Underworld, and the Venom. All right, your shadow card. We have number 6, Alone in the World. Interesting. So one thing, whenever you do feel this energy, like you feel very disconnected from people, you're much more spending a lot of time by yourself, like at home, that's when you kind of know you're maybe moving in the wrong direction. You guys are meant to be very social and connected with people. That's a big part of your life's destiny. It's like everything you do is somehow connected to community and others. Your growth comes from that connection. Feels like at your core, you're very deeply spiritual. You guys could have a lot of Scorpio in your chart or have strong 8th and 12th house energies or a lot of water, where you have a lot of spiritual abilities. You are a very deep and introspective person, but you're meant to have a lot of balance. You know, Libra is the sign of balance, and even though this is such a big part of who you are, you're also meant to spend the same amount of time in the external world. And again, when you feel like you're not giving that enough time to the other side of you, that's when you know something's wrong. That's when it just feels like that's when there's a reason for that. You know, it's not what you desire. It could be that's when you know to really take some time and observe yourself and ask yourself, like, why have I disconnected from people? Why am I distancing myself? Like, what happened? And those times are the greatest times for you to go through that healing. And this is when, like, the alarm goes off when you feel very disconnected. That's how you know there's something that needs to be healed and taken care of before it can poison not everything, but like before the poison spreads. You need to get rid of this and you need to heal it. We have Starborn. You guys, for a lot of you, you are meant to be very well known. Now that could be on a very grand scale, or it could be, among a community, or you're going to experience some sort of fame in your life, because there's something very magnetic about you. You have this star quality, and the reason you have that is because again, it feels like a big part of your destiny is to somehow contribute to a community. So that this aura and this magnetic energy about you is what draws people in and allows, gives you that power to create change and have this influence on people, which is very healing and very spiritual, because you are so deeply connected whatever it is that however it is that you're helping them feels almost like you're like a teacher, a spiritual teacher, a spiritual guide for people. All right, let's see. Libra. We have the Page of Cups, the Knight of Swords. Yeah, you guys definitely have a lot of water in your chart. And with that balance, your head and your heart are very connected. So it's like when you feel that disconnect from the world, it's reflecting that you are having a disconnect from your head and your heart. That there's some imbalance going on within you, that if you heal that and you rebalance yourself within, you automatically become much more social again and much more connected to everyone else. But if you ever feel disconnected, it's because there is a disconnection within you that's not normal for you. You guys are naturally much more balanced than most people. We have the King of Cups, a lot of water in your chart, and the Queen of Pentacles. We have water, air, earth. We don't have fire yet, but it feels like if you were to look at your chart, you have a good balance of all the elements. There's something very balanced about you, and you're meant to keep it that way. A sign that you're off, again, is when you feel disconnected. And for a lot of you, it's you guys like dating and being in relationships or having close friends is very normal for you. And when you feel like that, like you've been single for a very, very long time, like not even dating, not talking to anyone, that's also a sign that, there's something going on, because that's not meant to be normal for you. Connections are very, very important in your life. We have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. It's like your emotions, your heart chakra directly affects your abundance and your body. You guys are very, very interesting. Like this reading itself is tapping into almost every sign, every archetype. This is sixth house energy. You could have your moon in your sixth house, where if you're not emotionally doing well, it'll immediately show up in your body. So that's another, it's like your whole, the greatest thing you have to do in your life is to always make sure you have that connection and that balance between your head and your heart. And when you don't, it's like everything starts falling apart. Your connections start falling apart, your health gets affected, and every time you see things going in either of these directions, if you're able to rebalance yourself immediately, again, you stop this venom and poison from spreading. You really have to be mindful and you just have to be very mindful of always keeping this balance. So for you guys, meditation, like daily meditation, a daily spiritual practice is vital. It's vital to your health, to your happiness, to your relationships, to your success, to your abundance. You really have to take care of your head and your heart. We have the Seven of Cups. You guys might be going through a period right now where you're not seeing clearly. There's a lot of, you guys also definitely drinking and like alcohol and drugs are poison for you, because that immediately creates a disconnect. It kind of takes over your mind and kind of disconnects you from your mind. So definitely when you find things, when things aren't right in your life, that's like the worst time to drink alcohol. or to have any mind and body altering substances. It's about centering yourself. It's about balancing yourself. And right now, you guys could be a little bit disconnected from your heart. And it's your task right now is to reconnect. Again, meditation, vital for you guys. We have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, your higher self. You need that connection with your higher self, between your head and your heart, your higher self and your 3D self, your subconscious mind and your conscious mind. Like, this is key for you guys, and that is not easy whatsoever. But for you, it feels like that's it. Your normal is to have that balance. So whenever you see things in your world kind of moving in a negative direction, it's showing you that, hey, this connection, something's messing with this connection. It's out of balance. You have to rebalance it. If you're able to pick up on that and immediately fix it, it's rather easy. But if you let it go on for a very, very long time, it's going to be more difficult. All right, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, and it feels like you guys may be stuck. You may have let this venom spread a little too much right now. Like, you're in this state of having to kind of find your center again, find your balance again, but it's difficult because you've let this go on for a little too long. And like, you guys, again, it's very important for you guys to not try to distract yourself with any sort of addictions, or any sort of alcohol and drugs when you are going through something like this. Like, that'll add to this poison or darkness from spreading. It does feel like you guys feel a little bit stuck. Let's see. And like, it feels like it's so far off. You let it go on far too long this time, and you've never had to, it's never been as difficult as it is now to fix things and rebalance yourself. And it feels like there's fire lacking here, and it's because you've lost this connection. You've gone a little bit too far from your path, from your destiny. That's something to reconsider, because this feels so grand. Like, you guys might want to look at your natal chart and see where your north node is. Like, for me, at my spiritual awakening, my dark night of the soul, all got triggered because I was so far off on the wrong path. And then I got into astrology, and I saw that I was literally following my south node. And I had gone too far off that the universe kind of had to throw me back. And it feels like you guys are also moving in the wrong direction in a certain aspect of your life. It doesn't have to be your career, but if you see where your north node is, that'll give you a hint of whether or not where you're meant to be going. We have you guys are the type, you're normal, you know you're good and balanced and aligned when you feel confident, when you feel successful, like you attract people, you have eyes on you, people give you a lot of confidence. Just everything about their interactions with you. Again, you have this star quality about you, and it feels like you might be a little bit disconnected from that, like not taking care of yourself the way you used to, not putting yourself out there, not getting that kind of feedback like you used to before. We have the High Priestess, the Queen, yeah, okay, so your inner world is very, very spiritual. It's this water energy. And you have to, again, a spiritual practice is very important for you guys, because you have to always remain connected to your soul in order to be aligned. And it feels like here, the Queen of Swords, she's looking exactly in the opposite direction. So you may have, like if you used to meditate a lot before, you may have let that go, and you've kind of lost you've lost that connection that you used to have, and that might be the reason that you feel so imbalanced right now, and that things are kind of in this Five of Wands energy, not where they need to be, not what you're used to. There's something that you're moving in the wrong direction. You're not giving enough time to take care of your inner world. Whereas if you had done that, like you'd given, just meditated at least once a day, even for 15 minutes, that would be enough, but it feels like you have stopped that and stopped having any sort of spiritual practice for so long that it's like your alignment has just slowly been falling off center for way too long. So it's a little bit harder to get back on track, but you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of your inner world for your external world to be okay. And again, it's like everything gives you hints at like, hey, something's wrong. And when you see those hints, it's not about fixing it in the external world. It's about going within and finding your balance again, finding your connection again, connecting to your higher self, to your soul, to your intuition, and making sure your heart and spirit are okay. Yeah, we have the Five of Cups. There could have been some sort of heartbreak you recently experienced that it was so intense for you that instead of dealing with it, you kind of distracted yourself and you were trying to avoid it. And that just created a mess. That kind of threw everything off for you. And the way to get things back to where they need to be is by actually dealing with it now and letting those emotions move through you instead of getting trapped. Yeah, we have the Four of Pentacles. It's like they're stuck. You're holding them back from moving through you and out. You're keeping it in instead of dealing with it, instead of mourning whatever it was that caused you this much pain. You're blocking it off, but it's like the waters are going to get bigger and bigger, and it will eventually break through and all of a sudden hit you at once. So it's better for you to just intentionally go back and deal with it. We have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, it's you're the one who can change everything and get things moving in the right direction again. And it feels very vital again, like you've let it go on for a long time and this venom has just been spreading and spreading, and you need to act. You need to take care of yourself within your emotions, your spirit, in order to avoid things from spreading even further and in order to rebalance yourself. Let's see. This reading, it's not telling me specifically what happened, because it feels like there's a different reason for all of you for kind of moving away from yourself and your soul and taking care of yourself internally. But whatever it is, it's important to go back and to take care of your inner world right now, because you're moving in the wrong direction. Like, you're meant to be this star, this light, this colorful, bright, powerful energy. But if you're not there, then you're at this opposite direction where it's like things are just, everything gets affected when you're not taking care of yourself internally. When you aren't balanced. All right. Yeah, again with that balance, you guys, we have Dharma of Kali. Your most abundant success is manifest when you are aligned with your integrity. Again, with that alignment. You do not need to put your faith in pathways or projects that do not resonate with your deeper spiritual knowing. Everything that is happening in your life is part of how your prayers are being answered. A new order is to be established. You are being led into it. Again, everything in your life is trying to lead you back to yourself, to show you, hey, this isn't where we want to be. Nothing here is nice. Nothing is how it's supposed to be. We need to fix this. We need to move in a different direction. And it feels like some of you, like I was saying, it's like you're not on the path of your destiny. You might have chosen a path or gone a certain way that just isn't what your soul is here to do. It may be giving you, like if it's your career, you might be making a lot of money from it. Like the offer was just too good to resist, but it's the exact opposite direction of where you're meant to be walking and where your destiny lies. And so when we do move that way, things start falling apart, and everything in our world shows us that, hey, this isn't it. This isn't our path. And your success in a true abundance lies when you are aligned. So if you think this was a good job opportunity, imagine how your life is going to be when you are actually doing what you came here to do. You have to find your alignment again, find your path. And again, one of the greatest ways is looking at your natal chart. Like that gives a really great, it shows you a general direction, but that's such a gift. You know, it's like there's so much in this world, and to like know at least like this is the area, this is the direction, this is where the path lies. That is extremely, extremely helpful. But also tapping back into your intuition. It's almost like you were kind of losing touch with it because it was telling you constantly that, hey, we're not meant to be here. But yeah, it's important and vital for you guys to make that shift right now before the universe kind of throws you back. All right, Libra, I hope this reading was helpful. If it was, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.